Two players, boy in a band, Grumpcade.
Hey, welcome back.
That was a very kind of, hey, welcome back
welcome
to
back.
103.4 GGFM.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so we were just talking about, I guess, anger. I'm dealing with anger.
And
yeah, and
life issues.
and mental health and bullying and wow, this has gone and this has been an interesting playthrough.
That's not what I expected to talk about in Jet Set Radio.
I mean,
I thought
I don't
it would be
know.
like, man, these character designs are cool. Look at.
I mean,
all the
they are.
music
I love
and-
it. I'm enjoying this game. It's really fucking cool. It reminds me of how much I loved what I loved about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, minus the Spider-Man. But yeah, I don't know.
God, going back to the game for a second.
Yeah.
The music in it was one of the things that really started to actually get me into music.
Really?
It was this game and Gorillaz. It was around the same time that I started to get into them. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the song Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, it's such a good song. And it was mainly the animation, because prior to that I hated music. I thought it was pointless. I was one of those people that was like, oh, science is the only thing that's worthwhile. And
But you're big into science.
I was the geek kid in my class, and I thought
Really?
music was pointless, and anyone who did art was just not good enough to do science.
You're not
And now
wrong. You're not
and now
wrong.
I'm a freaking rapper, so that worked out. But it's the music in this was just something I'd never heard anything like it before. The electronic it was. If you think about it, a lot of dubstep, which is really kind of glitchy and sample-based, is very similar to the kind of music that's in this game, which I don't know if you've been hearing it, but it's all chops of different samples and stuff. And it was way ahead of its time. There was very little stuff that was, at least in the mainstream, doing anything like this. And yeah, it just made me want to look into how to do this kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I remember
yeah.
getting it wasn't Fruity Loops at the time. Do you remember that game where you got all these different loops and you could just make stuff out of it? I think it was on PlayStation.
I think I know the game you're talking about, but I had a friend who had it.
But man, it was so fun just putting that stuff together, and I was.
Yeah.
But they had all pre-made loops, and I remember thinking stuff like, how do people make up a riff? How do they know what sounds good together and all this
The
stuff? Being
scientific
absolutely
brain-
fascinated by it.
The scientific brain activated a creative
Pretty much.
urge. It's interesting.
But this was one of those things that actually just started making me interested enough in music to take an interest and
That's
look
cool,
into
man.
what can be done.
I played acoustic guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you still play anything?
No, I wish I did. I could read music too. I don't remember anything. Because my dad is a musician.
Oh, what does he do?
He's a Celtic musician. So
Awesome.
he plays acoustic,
That's beautiful.
acoustic guitar. He can play Spanish flamenco.
Oh
is that
man,
right?
that's hard.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he's just that good at guitar.
Yeah.
He's insanely good at guitar. I wish we have Stout Train, which is our St. Patrick's Day special where we get
It was
drunk.
like a version of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, where we get drunk and play games. The theme song to that is actually a quick little ditty he did.
Oh, really?
Over the Steam Train theme. Yeah. So that's my
So
dad. It's not some of his best work because obviously he didn't have a good recording setup and he had to do it in about 2 hours. But it's
Yeah.
My dad's a fantastic musician and a general practitioner.
Show off.
So what was I saying with this? So he really wanted me to get into music, obviously, because he wanted that passion that he had to be a passion in my life. And I think
God, I'm being tear gassed right
oh
here.
Jesus. And you're flashing
Oh, that's it.
whatever.
That was what happened last time, wasn't it? It smacked out of that exit.
Yeah, so he used to be he sent me to guitar lessons and all that. And at the time, I wasn't really interested in music. I had a guitar teacher who I believe ended up becoming a famous guitarist for some band that I don't remember the name of, so that's kind of a lame thing to state. But apparently he left the guitar lesson place because he had to tour for this band that was actually I'd heard of many times. I don't remember the name of the band. If I remember later, I'll say it some other time. But he was teaching me guitar, and I just didn't care about music at the time, much like you. And I had these moments where they'd be like, let me think. He'd be like, okay, we're gonna, I'm gonna teach you Californication, Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was just like, okay. And then I wouldn't know what song he's talking about. 'Cause I wasn't into
Wasn't really
music.
into it.
But then I'd play or something like, I'd play like a bit of it and be like, oh yeah, I've heard this one on the radio. Yeah, I know this one. But it didn't mean anything to me. I didn't care at the time.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't really found, music hadn't become a part of my life yet.
You just have to find that context to enjoy something before you can want to learn it.
Exactly. So what happened was I stuck with it, and my dad was like, oh, you've got to do, an hour of music practice every day. So he would, if they were out, they would like set me up with a timer and like make me do guitar practice. And
didn't that annoy you?
Yes, it did. Because it wasn't a passion; it was a chore.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem. And please, if you're gonna have a kid, try and distinguish passion from chore, because the minute I went to high school, and my dad was like, well, you should take music as a subject. Because
he was trying to kind of force you.
No, he
into
was trying, because he wanted me to find the same passion he had, and I understand that, because I mean, if I had a kid, I'd be wanting to teach him about animation and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think.
Well, I imagine that if that was the case and he didn't have any interest, you wouldn't force it.
Probably. I mean, because I don't think my dad was, well, maybe a little bit. I don't know. But there was a part of me that wanted to play music, because like I definitely sounded like a cool skill to have, and I wasn't animating at the time.
And I imagine you wanted to please your dad and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I took up music as a subject, and that's when any passion I had for it died, because I did it in school.
I didn't take music.
I did in school, and
Isn't it like mostly music history and crap like that?
No, not for me. It was because I went to a Catholic school, so it was like we had to like, if I did the guitar, I still had to do like fucking Catholic choir. It was mandatory.
God.
So I would just play hooky on it because I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
At that point, I think I realized I didn't really buy into religion at all, but I didn't know atheism was a thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know that was an option.
Oh, didn't they teach you that in school?
Oh, of course not. Catholic school.
God, yeah,
I wonder why they didn't teach me that. I was the kid who, as a small child, saw Jesus on a cross outside the church and said, "Is that Jesus?" And my mom was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, is he like still alive or something?" And my mom was like, "No." I was really young, and she's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, how do we know any of this is true or what he looked like?" And then she was kind of like, but like, yeah, even a child can figure that out. I'm sorry.
Funny.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about religion is a taboo topic, and people are going to get upset, but I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I'm not going to say that religion doesn't help people, because religion does help people. It definitely does have, it just bring joy to people's lives. And I have family and friends who are religious, but I'm just talking about how I came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discredit anyone else's religious beliefs at all. But anyway, what was I saying? The guitar thing. So I had the
Sorry.
It's okay. I had the lessons going on, right? And that killed it for me. I just didn't like, the teacher would test me. It became a chore. I had to study for it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And then around then I kind of realized I was doing work experience, and I discovered animation.
Oh, was that where you discovered it?
Yeah, because music was kind of. And like, obviously I'm not gonna learn animation at school.
Yeah.
So doing animation was kind of this cool passion thing that I found, and I was like, because I discovered Newgrounds, and I was like, oh my god, animation, this is amazing. And it is pretty apparent that Newgrounds had an impact on the animation industry. That even though the animation industry might not want to acknowledge it, I was at a Disney. I have a friend who works at Disney, and I went to the Disney cast and crew screening of Zootopia before it came out.
Oh, cool.
And I was talking to a few of the people there, and they were like, we were talking, the younger people that worked at Disney, and they were like, oh, like animation, and they mentioned Newgrounds, and I was like, everyone in that room, every animator may have not posted on Newgrounds, but had drawn some original like interest from that website.
Newgrounds, yeah.
And that made me just go like, wow, that had a much bigger societal impact than I think Tom Fulp even realizes.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably does, but like, it is interesting to see. I don't know. So I don't know. Music kind of died for me, but it's the day the music died. But I don't know. I can still play the James Bond theme on the guitar, as you saw.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty lame when I do it. I think I've done it. But yeah, I don't know. What about you? Like, what did science at all become a thing, like a chore? Or like...
No, I still love science. Like, it's huge for me, but I found that like I started to take an interest in the end of my schooling. Like some of my friends were like, "Hey, let's start a band," and I was like, "Oh, cool! My dad has a bass guitar," because my parents met because they were both in a band.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and so I asked my dad if I could steal his bass guitar. So I did, and taught myself, like, I think it was Deftones was one of the first things I learned.
Oh, really?
And like I taught myself bass guitar just by looking at tabs on the internet and stuff like that. And same principle as you with animation, like, because it was this passion thing, I was just really enjoying learning it. And from then, like, I played some really terrible covers with the band, and then I started to look into producing my own, like, started with like joke songs and stuff like that with my friends, just making fun of crunk, which is the funniest genre. Do you remember Lil Jon at all?
Yeah.
God, he's the weirdest guy. Like, he made an entire career out of going, yeah,
it's amazing.
Okay, for quite a long time. And he produces his own stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I would be making fun of that kind of music in a similar way to what I just did with my friends, and then I'd learn how to, I'd buy a sound card because I had to figure out how to record it on my computer in order to effectively make fun of it. And yeah, so I did the research and figured that out, and then I was like, oh cool, Linkin Park's amazing, I want to be like Joe Hahn, that turntable guy, and be really cool. So I saved up and got turntables and taught myself how to use them.
I wanted to do that, actually.
Really?
Now that you say that, I actually, because I had a friend who wanted to be a DJ too, and he actually did get into it. I'm not sure if he ever pursued it fully, but I wanted to do it too because it sounded cool. My dad was like, DJing, that's a little... He wasn't because he actually did it at one point himself.
Oh, really?
He was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't expect you to want to be interested in that. I was like, I don't know, it just seems cool. That I want to...
That was it. That was so...
It was so cool to me. But I never got a turntable. I never gave it a try.
Nah,
but
man, I saved up. It was funny because, like, whenever I was at college and I came across someone who was into turntablism and stuff, they'd be like, oh, what kind of DJs do you listen to? And I'd be like, Linkin Park, because I didn't know like any of the music that was conventionally played on it. So everyone thought I was this freaking poser idiot, which I kind of was, I guess. But I just thought it sounded cool and I thought it was fun. So that's not really posing. That's just genuine interest, I guess. But yeah, it was like no one else. And then there was this one kid who was like, oh, I'm gonna have to show you all this turntablism stuff, and he got me into like showing me, I think the DJ Qbert is one of the famous people. Right. Like all these people who are crazy good at scratching, and then showing me like house music and all this stuff, which I never really got into that. It seems a bit weak for me. I like hardcore music in general, like anything that's got really hard beats. But yeah, I thought it was fascinating. Like, it's really interesting how like finding one small interest can lead on to all this other stuff that you can take an interest in.
I mean, for me, I've said this before, but I as a kid, when I was really young, I didn't even realize animation was a career. I just kind of thought, like, people do this for fun or something, like they're getting paid. And when I finally saw, like, me and Aaron both had this same thing. We saw this Nickelodeon thing. It was like, if you want to work at Nickelodeon, you never need to grow up. And it, like, had them, like, shooting Nerf guns at each other, and they're working on Our Real Monsters. And I was like, wait, this is a job. I want to do this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was like became this obsession. I was just
that's so funny.
That's so cool. But I didn't know if it was obtainable in where I lived, which it wasn't really. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not as, I guess, glamorous as the American scene for it. But hopefully it gets better. Because I mean, Mad Max, hey, we won a lot of Oscars, hey, fucking Aussie, oi.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, I mean, apparently, one thing I learned, my cousin Amy, I'm a little confused with the relation, but her cousin, I believe, on the other side of the family, not my side of the family, is the guy who was responsible for designing and building the cars for that movie.
Holy crap, that's amazing.
And I guess they were,
come on!
They were trying to do it in Australia, but I guess the weather was too bad for whatever reason, and I think they shipped a lot of the production to Africa. I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Really, really interesting stuff. We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, next time on Grumpcade. Wait, let's see if you make this jump
yeah,
first.
I can totally do this. Shall I try on the... No. Oh, this is terrible. I'll do it the lame way.
No, we're gonna see him do it. We're not gonna next time on Grumpcade until Dave.
I got this.
Until Dave fails his jump.
Shut up. Oh, for God's sake.
Next time on Grumpcade. I think I said Grumpcade.
Grumpcade. Next time on Grumpcade. That's like the only opportunity I'll get to make that pun.
Yes. Probably.